Oh, the weather outside is frightful.
But inside is so delightful.
It's Christmas in July.
Let's review Quagmire.
Let's review.
Oh, let's review.
Season 2.
Da 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 da
Dun,
da
dun,
da
dun, dun,
da
dun,
da
dun,
da.
dun, 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 dun.
All right. All right, so welcome one and all to Christmas in July 2015. And my God, BlueDragonFive, can you believe there's only 10 days left? We're like 2/3 of the way done. We should be patting ourselves on the back right about now.
I wouldn't go that far.
You wouldn't go on.
We're still very behind.
I'm still very behind.
Yes.
You have been very diligent on appearing in all the podcasts that you have been scheduled to appear on. I am the one that's behind.
Yeah.
Let's make that perfectly clear. I don't want to discredit you at all.
Yeah.
You know what? We're behind, and it's stressful, and I've got a class, and I've also got other podcasts that I want to do. But that's the fun of Christmas in July, you know? It's just like it's like a marathon. It's like a marathon of podcasts, and the whole challenge is keeping ourselves in the Christmas spirit.
And we're at the point where we need a rascal at this point, like Kendra. We need a rascal.
So we're going to be talking about the Cleveland Show Christmas special, the first one from season 1. The show's had multiple Christmas specials over the years.
But I guess before we get into that, we still finish unwrapping our last gift.
Yeah, we literally we left it 2/3 of the way unwrapped. So while we were in the middle of the Mr. Bluff meltdown, essentially just wrapping it all up, it's like, oh, they realized that pork chop didn't do it. Hooray!
Yeah. And then basically Mr. Bluff had his Grinch moment, and then
right. He's donating all the money to dogs or something.
Yeah, basically threw him a Christmas dinner, and they got.
Even though he hates dogs because they lack the concept of money.
We've been there. We've done that. I tried getting the thing. We had some technical difficulties, so we didn't get to. Basically, we still went through the episode. We didn't get to finish off quite. It's like we
just finishing thoughts is what I want to do because I really feel like it's a subversive Christmas special.
Sure.
So I mean, just overall, as we were saying when we were talking about Doug. Just, my God, what balls the writers had to do, by far the highest stakes that the show's ever had. By a landslide.
Threatening to kill off a character.
Not just a character, but the most lovable. It'd be like if the Peanuts threatened to freaking kill off Snoopy.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's just they took what could have very easily been just oh, I can't decide what Christmas gift to get Patty mayonnaise.
Yeah, they didn't go that route. They went the whole.
No.
They went the seasonal To Kill a Mockingbird route.
Oh my god.
Seriously, it's seasonal To Kill a Mockingbird with a dog.
It's just dark, man. I mean, that's all I gotta say. It's dark. It's sad. The resolution kind of comes about very rushed, I feel. It's all just sort of oh, okay, everything's all better now, even though we were just about to kill this dog a few minutes ago. Yeah.
It's
good job, pork chop.
Yeah, it's got high stakes, a lot of frustrating logic, but again, the moral and the message is really there. It's a terrifying message of you can do the right thing, but it's not always going to work out for you.
It's scary. Yeah, you're right. It's
a scary message.
It reminds me of cereal or something like that.
Reminds you of Frosted Flakes.
No. The podcast.
Right.
Pork Chop was a dog who bit the leg of B.B. Bluff. Hold on. Anyways, so yeah, anything else about Doug? I
mean, point is, it is definitely a memorable Christmas special, again, with the stakes being as high as they are. But again, it's a nice thing that at the end of the day, no matter how bad, basically the real message is, no matter how bad things look, there always be a grain of hope that, around the Christmas season, things will work in your favor, which it does in the end. No one gets killed during the holidays, which is good. I mean, again, terrifying and horrifying world logic of it came that close to it, though.
You're right.
Still in there that the world is so corrupt and so horrifying that he could have been killed just because a guy felt like it. Anyways, I don't like dogs. Kill them. Essentially,
they don't understand money. They're useless in the society.
Yeah, so again, it's horrifying logic, but it's a really edge of your seat episode though.
And if I may. Cereal is presented by MailChimp. Pork Chop was a dog who bit the leg of Baby Bluff one fateful day on Lucky Duck Lake. Now we're here to examine this fateful event and find out what really happened. Is Pork Chop an insane maniacal killer like the dog investigator says he is? Or do we believe Doug Funny's side of the story, where he says that Pork Chop was a loyal friend? Either way, this case has wrapped my head around for months, and I can't get a solid answer to it. All I know is that somebody is lying, and I want to get down to the bottom of it. Is it Mr. Bluff? Is it Doug himself? I could be lying for all we know. This is Cereal. I just pulled that out of my ass. I just pulled that right out of my ass. All right, so I feel like that's a good way to transition into Cleveland.
Well, I was going to ask if we could do the ending again, but it's fine. We just wait till the ending of this one.
What, the list?
Well, no, yeah, you know the list, yeah.
Well, okay, well, just it's right here. It's Doug. It's on there.
Oh, also, I mean, you know, can we do the ending, make me feel better?
As in, like...
You know.
Fine.
Real quick.
So Christmas traditions and all that, that's what we're here to collect on Christmas Live.
And what do we call that process, Tiki?
Putting the mistletoe underneath the microscope on next time on Christmas Live.
And here we are
next episode of Christmas Live.
And we're here. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I feel much better now. See, don't you feel better, Tiki?
I feel like this was a good healing process for everyone.
Okay. So, Cleveland show.
Okay, so why don't you give a little rundown for those not familiar with it?
So, folks, I think the majority of people are familiar. So, let me just go through it. It's pretty much, you know, Cleveland got a spin-off from Family Guy. You know, he moved from Quahog to Stool Bend. Basically, after he divorced his previous wife, who cheated on him with Quagmire, various Loretta, is this true? Anyway, so the point is, so Cleveland with his 14-year-old son, who looks quite different than he did in his Tiger Woods days, they're on their way to California, but they take a little side trip into his old hometown of Stool Bend, Virginia, where he meets his high school sweetheart Donna, and they reconnect, and there's shenanigans ensue as he marries the love of his life, and good for Cleveland. You're getting his own show, getting good things happening to Cleveland. He was always a fun character on Family. They getting some good things happening to him.
I mean, of course, we always joke that Quagmire would be the one to get the spinoff, but I feel like the writers themselves kind of thought that would be a little too obvious.
Yeah, it's not exactly obvious. It's the fact that Seth MacFarlane everybody's asses even addressed this at the end of the first season of the Cleveland show. Quagmire's at the wedding, and he says, "Why didn't I get a spinoff?" And then Peter just blankly says what Seth MacFarlane says to everyone: "Quagmire, you're a rapist." Pretty much the idea that a sexual predator is not exactly someone you want to do a show on. That's Seth MacFarlane's retort to why they.
But they already set it up with that cutaway gag. Who else but Quagmire? Just give me a whole show of that, and I'll be happy.
I don't know. I mean, anyway, so
really fast.
Yeah, it would. Especially, I hate current Quagmire, so it's not helping at all.
That's true.
Anyway, point is, so Cleveland shows like a fun. It's kind of as they kind of nicknamed it, the Black Brady Bunch for Cleveland.
Yeah, in a way, but I could definitely see that.
It's a lot of. It basically is a lot of fun. It kind of drifted off in the last 2 seasons. Unfortunately, got canceled, which is why he's back in Family Guy, which is always the escape plan. If it ever did get canceled, we'll bring back the Family Guy. It was fine.
Right.
Unfortunately, he came back to a very different Quahog. Well, we're focusing on the good times right now. So
he came back to a dark time.
Anyway, so we're going to the kind of a happier memory. In the first season, we got Cleveland show did some good holiday specials, and they had a few Christmas specials, and they had some good Thanksgiving specials too. Mm-hmm. But here we're talking about the first Christmas special in the first season,
titled appropriately enough, "A Cleveland Brown Christmas."
Yeah, basically is
that a reference? I feel.
I would say so. Yes, feels very Charlie Brownish.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so after we see some really wonderfully done title cards for Cleveland, which they do sometimes around the holiday specials. Looks very nice.
Yeah, and I just want to throw in, like, Mike Henry doing Christmas music is just fantastic. Like, the title credits, and I love all the paintings. It kind of feels like the Road to series in a way.
Yeah, exactly. That's where they got it from. So like
Right,
when
right.
the family I would have a special, like a nice little special going on, homaging the classics, they would do that. And this is kind of homaging classic Christmas specials they've all grown up with in a way.
And it's great. I think Mike Henry, what he's singing "Here Comes Santa Claus," and it just gets you into the mood right away. It's just like, "Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus."
For those who may not be aware, Cleveland Show has great music, and of course when they do classic kind of Christmas songs, are really classic, kind of the classic songs of the culture. That's when they really flourish. When Cleveland sings the classic songs around Christmas time. Which Mike Henry seriously should do that Christmas album. He's joking about it.
I would pay money for that.
I'm saying Seth MacFarlane's done a Christmas album. Let's get Mike Henry doing it. Or both of them on a Christmas album. Even better. He could do Sammy Davis Jr. It'd be awesome.
I just want to point out my two favorite title cards here. We have Santa and Cleveland Jr. throwing snowballs at Meg.
Yep. My favorite one is at the end.
Well, I also like Rollo with lights all over him. I thought that was kind of a fun image.
Yeah, my favorite one was like Rollo building a Cleveland Jr. snowman.
Right. That was fun. And then, of course, the two bear rugs. All right.
Anyway, so after a little opening title card sequence, we get the beginning here. So we see the crinkle sacks selling trees in a lot. So there's a Christmas convention right there. So getting your tree,
getting the tree.
Hearing some of the Christmas story.
And then Cleveland just breaks into a bit of pop culture ridiculousness right off the bat. You want to explain it?
Well, first of all, I love how Cleveland is psyched about first Christmas with the with the new family. So this is the first Christmas he's having with these guys, trying to make it good. Well, I'm not sure about Patrick. I didn't really. Oh,
no, he's literally singing a Nicki Minaj song and rubbing his ass against a tree.
Yeah, basically he's finding a tree.
That's the pop culture reference.
And he goes for a tree that's a lot like Donna, basically a tree that's full on the top and full on the top and big on the bottom. That's much like Cleveland's type, and also bushy in the front. Donna reminds him.
Whoa.
Then someone suggests a tree way after he starts humping the tree. Hey, you do that anymore, you have a tree way. Then, let's see, so then Kendra, she rolls on by in her rascal, the Lester's large wife.
That's another good title card, by the way, is her in the rascal sleigh with the reindeer.
In another Christmas special, she's going to actually live that experience.
I've actually seen that Christmas special. That was a good one.
Yeah. Anyway, so she rolls on by and says, "You freak it, you buy it." Which I love that Lester has such kind of this sweet, innocent sounding wife.
Oh yeah, she's sweet.
Okay, so then we get Rollo coming by, and Rollo's a big fixture of this Christmas special. He picks a tree. He says, "Hey, no, I picked the tree." Because at this point, Rollo really hasn't gotten used to Cleveland at this point. He's just starting to, and he doesn't have any respect for Cleveland whatsoever in the first season.
Right, and I think it's a really good dynamic they have going on.
Well, I mean, there are times when he kind of warms up to him, but then kind of easily fades away because he remembers, this guy invaded my house, taking my stuff. So then basically Rollo picks the tree. It's a tradition since no father around. And he picks the tiny, cute little Charlie Brown-ish tree, which again, another
tree. Exactly like the Charlie Brown tree.
Yeah, so we get the, after it was fixed up, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Basically, it's definitely chalked up to a tiny Charlie Brown tree. Basically, I love this. Cleveland then tries to do it's like the Anaconda song. Like I got my anaconda, and he's like the
see, I can't even do this. This feels ridiculous.
I feel ridiculous doing this. It's like I'm doing this with a little Asian boy, or a tree, or a little Asian boy tree.
Oh God.
This tree is wrong. This is wrong. This tree is wrong. So Mike Henry that's one of the best things. See, Cleveland, they got rid of Cleveland. Cleveland, when before in Family Guy, he was just the guy with kind of the eccentric delivery on things. But here they kind of take that, but they liven him up more with these.
No, I agree. That was totally like the first thought I had when watching the Cleveland show is that they really made him like they exaggerated his quirks in a really good way.
Yeah, they advanced him as a character, made him more interesting. It's basically the interesting qualities you liked about the guy, but they just maxed it out. Basically, he had catchphrases and everything, like "Hooray!" or "Bye bye." You know, he had all these great catchphrases.
You're right.
Okay, so then after he says this tree is wrong, so Rollo says, you know, his real dad knows about Xmas. It knows about Christmas.
Oh boy.
Then well, I'm sorry, take us through it.
Yeah, so Cleveland, he kind of he's like, oh, well, your dad. Let's see,
Robert.
Yeah.
Basically,
something about freeloading, boozing idiot. Oh, is this where Cleveland's Santa? I'm sorry, I mixed up.
No, not yet. It's Rollo is convinced that his father works for the FBI, and he says, "Oh, my buzz at the FBI doing cool stuff," and then and Cleveland's like, "Wait, what?" And then also a little bit earlier in the thing, Rollo kicked Cleveland Mission about the tree.
Donna does.
And then
he's just like,
Donna does it when he's about to say, but he's not an FBI, and then he kicks it. He's like, "What is it with you? What is it with this family of kicking people?" Really funny. Seriously, don't kick people, folks. It's not polite.
Oh, I know what the okay. So yeah, Cleveland kind of makes a crack. He's like, FBI for freeloading, boozing idiot. I'm funny. Take that, Wayne Brady. Wait, hold on.
That's later. It's in a moment. Okay, so then we go to
the. Tell me when the Wayne Brady thing comes.
I'll tell you one. We're almost there. So basically, then we cut to our next scene where it's again Christmas trope here, decorating the tree and getting some ornaments out in the attic. So Cleveland asks Donna, well, why does he think his father isn't working with the FBI? Because then he says, freeloading, boozing idiot. That's where it is. Because it ended with kicking people. That's where it ended.
Okay.
It says, what does it stand for? Freeloading, boozing idiot. Then he says...
The Wayne Brady line?
Yes, then he says the Wayne Brady line.
Okay. And with that...
Suck it, Wayne Brady.
Is Wayne Brady going to have to choke a bit?
I'm sorry, that wasn't very
What
loud.
are we waiting for?
A very quiet clip. Okay, hold on. Forget it. Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch? That's what we're waiting for.
That's what we're waiting for?
Yes. Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Okay,
moving on.
Yeah. So then basically, Donna explains the reason why they wanted the FBI. So he says that's what Robert told him one time when they asked why he was around trying to explain his absence. That was Robert's rationale, and they really haven't been able to tell him the truth about it. So, and then Donna's trying to justify it to herself, saying, "Well, a lie is just an upside down truth." Wait, what?
Right.
Then Cleveland saying, "I guess you're right. It's okay to lie." Lie now and again.
Mm.
Also, this is important. This is with Donna's character as a whole, just so you can have some context. As now you haven't watched it all the way to the end or anything, but just
right.
With the progression of the series, unfortunately, Donna, she started off as likable in the first two seasons. Mainly the first one was when she was at her best, but as it went on, she just became a terrible mother. She just became an absolutely horrible mother.
That's a shame.
Like 3 and 4, she was deplorable.
Because she seemed pretty likable at first.
She started out very likable. Like season 1 and 2, likable. Then she would have reckless moments in 2, but it would be like fun reckless moments of she addressed it though. And then
right.
That's the point of kind of Timmy Turner style. Like she's like,
that bad? Really, that bad?
I don't know. I kind of.
That's a pretty high bar for terrible parents.
It's because Lois is kind of is worse than Timmy Turner Mom. This is on the level of Timmy Turner Mom.
Fair enough. Lois is terrible.
So Donna is like Timmy Turner Mom, but then Lois is beyond Timmy Turner Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Then we get that cutaway joke to the Entourage actor.
Yes, it is. Basically, it's okay to lie to people, especially that one time when I did it to the Entourage guy. And we see, I love this bit. It's such a simple bit. I just love it. He meets a guy in a plane, says he recognizes him from Entourage, but he doesn't know the full name. He says, "It's Adrian." Oh, hi there. See you there with your long arms, your pot belly, your big head. You have a gross body.
Oh, you're totally believable as an actor, though. All right.
So then we're at the Waterman house. Now, Tiki, the Watermans here are that this is the guy who runs Waterman Cable, which is the cable installing company Cleveland works for as a cable installer. So this is the rich
Okay.
boss.
Okay.
And it's like he's basically invited to the office Christmas party. That's why he's there.
And I take it he's gay.
Yeah, he's like they do see Mike Henry, the guy who does voice of Cleveland, all he cares is the creator of the show. He one of the creators of the show. He grew up in Virginia, so these archetypes are kind of based on real life Virginia things. Hence the name of the town, which I can regale you real quick with a fun story how the town got its name.
Sure, go ahead, really quick.
So the town is called Stool Bend,
Mm-hmm.
and Mike Henry was just fishing one day with a bunch of his buddies, and around the swimming creek, around the swimming hole. And anyway, so one of their friends had to use the bathroom, so he had to poo, essentially.
Oh no! Oh no!
And he went in the water and did that. And later on, as the day progressed, they're drinking beer and they're fishing and stuff, and they noticed they saw it swimming by around the bend. Hence
Oh
the
God,
name.
that's nasty. I did not need to know that.
Let's say it right. Iggy, say it the way it should be said if you're going to say that.
What do you mean?
Oh, yeah. Say, that's nasty.
Oh, that's nasty.
That's the story. I mean, Mike Henry's a guy who can appreciate. I gotta admit, Mike Henry knows how to write a good poo joke. See, Mike Henry on Family Guy, back when Family Guy was good, his specialties were the poo and fart jokes. And
Oh
he did
God!
really
Oh
well.
God!
He's the guy. He knows how to do a classy bathroom joke.
All right. So let's see. What do we get into next?
Yeah. So also, like the reason he's the idea is he's like one of the high society. There are like high society Virginia people in Virginia who will like hide their potential homosexuality by having basically doing what Waterman does here. That's the idea behind this guy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we're at the Waterman house. The swanky place looks really nice on the inside. Yet there are Chippendale-style reindeer servants. Again, because Waterman, the big thing is like you might have seen this if you watched the first 10 episodes. I guess Cleveland's friend Terry. Mr. Waterman has a fixation on him. He always
No! Oh God!
Like
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
He just has a fondness for Terry, and he will never fire him. Because he's eye candy for him, pretty much. And the idea is like everyone knows that he's gay, but they all just he has a beard and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean facial hair. I mean like beard as in fake wife.
Oh,
so
okay.
And real wife, but everyone knows they're not doing anything.
I hear you.
Okay, anyway, so let's see. So, basically, Rollo's asking, well, what's with the reindeer? And then Cleveland's trying to explain to him the thing, and then just Rollo cuts him off, saying, "Is he a gay? Yes, he is a gay." Which again, it's not so much just pointing that out. So it's the hilarity of he knows that's how is he a gay? So the kid already knows. Yes, son.
Is he gay?
He is a gay. I like that it's not gay. It's like a gay.
Yeah.
Sounds funny. Yeah, also saying, well, he still knows how to do Christmas better than you, plump chump. Always insulting Cleveland.
But seriously, this guy, I mean, in spite of kind of homoeroticism going on, it seems like a pretty swanky party.
It does. It's a really nice places go there. So then we see the beginning. This is important. It's one of our big plot lines of the episode. Also, I guess we should chalk it up to a swanky Christmas party.
Yeah, definitely. Or just Christmas parties in general.
Certainly. So we got Cleveland's frustrated drinking, which we can probably chalk up to, especially later on. Actually, no, hold off on until
Get Raymundo's coconut ready.
No, better than it. Oh, you'll see. I'm going to reference first season.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so we got him starting to drink frustrated as Rob was insulting him. He's like, hey, we're going to go to basically some Chardonnay. Oh, the bubble's tickled. Okay, so then Mr. Waterman shows up and he makes again, being a Virginian high society guy, he's making kind of a racist joke, but it's a classy racist joke, I guess. To him, it must be, I don't know, he writes it off as classy, so he basically says, oh, the Brown family, good thing don't worry, we locked up, hide the silverware. Says, no, don't worry, we already locked up the silverware.
I'm not sure how classy that is.
No, and I'm saying he thinks it's classy.
In his own mind, yeah.
Yeah, because they laugh it off because they're the high society guys. Anyway, so.
Oh, those silly high society fellas.
Anyway, so Cleveland says, oh, this is better than the last homosexuals party. basically the last homosexual party he was at, and then we cut to back in Quahog. He's at Herbert the Pervert's house.
Oh boy! Oh god!
And I'm sure you can guess this. This is also voiced by Mike Henry.
Yes, of course.
So basically, Herbert is singing. So we got a Christmas song in here, another one. That's something that overall we got some Christmas songs in this. Let's chalk that up there.
Oh, he's singing a very disturbing. Oh no!
To young boys, a room full of all young boys, and Cleveland.
And Cleveland, for some reason.
I love that Cleveland's all dressed up for the party too. He's like more like nice tie.
I just want to know the background of how Cleveland got into that situation.
I'm just assuming it played a little something like this. Oh, look, Herbert sent me an invitation to his Christmas party. Well, I'm going to go and have myself a nice time. Maybe grab a few, get a little doggy bag to go home with. It'll be nice. Oh, no, this isn't anything I thought it would be. Oh, well, I might as well stay, man. They get invited to the party after all.
Oh, God. You're right. That's exactly. But my whole question is, why would Herbert invite him in the first place?
I think I'll tell you what I think happened. I'm just guessing this right off the top of my head. He wrote
speculation mode.
No, he wrote Cleveland. He wrote Cleveland Brown, but he forgot he ran of ink or something to write Junior on there.
Junior. Okay.
He probably meant Cleveland Junior, but he just.
There you go. There you go.
That's probably it. Okay, so. So then then basically Mr. Waterman takes Cleveland aside and asks him something, and basically says, you know Fred Peterson, the guy who's usually Santa Claus at these parties? Mm-hmm. Fred Peterson hanged himself recently after he raped a bunch of folks. Fred Peterson did? I love the delivery. The Cleveland shocked reaction, like the rapid repeat of Cleveland on these readings. Again, Mike Henry's delivery will sell any line as Cleveland.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Basically says, and what's even better, again, with the delivery, is the response to it afterwards, isn't it? So after that, just saying, Fred Peterson did, and says, what people do. You know, just like the withered black man saying, what society has come to. You know, just really funny.
We as a species degraded to. Oh man.
Yep. And then he says, basically, he's asking him to fill in for Santa Claus. You know, like what? Yeah.
Trope. Ding.
Yep, trope. And he says it was old. You know who he raped? Old ladies. Fred Peterson did. Fred Peterson raped old ladies. And then he said, "Now you notice the Santa Claus is missing the beard. Oh, where's the beard?" And then Mrs. Waterman, voiced by Stockard Channing, by the way, in case anyone's curious.
Right.
She brings the beard, and you get the gag, though.
Yes.
And again, for those that do not get it, beard is like the he is actually married to her, but it's like to keep up appearances.
Sure, exactly.
Okay, anyway, so then we got Tim and Ariana the bear, and Tim in his polar bear sweater, which I thought was adorable and hilarious. They drop by and say, "Oh, because he works at the company too, Tiki."
Yeah. No, I knew that.
Hence, he has to get that shirt and tie from something, after all. Anyway, so let's see. They stop by and they say hello to. They see Roberta and Donna. They walk across the room and says, "Oh, hi, Ariana." Ariana the bear says, "Oh, hi, Donna. Hi. We saw you from across the room. We also saw your daughter's cleavage from across the room." And basically, Ariana, again, it gets worse as the show progresses, but she gets a little more stuck up and like judgmental.
Okay. So at first it was just kind of like, she didn't really realize how offensive she was being in a way.
And maybe, again, I don't know how clear it is, like, if she's trying to be offensive. One is she gets catty, but she gets cattier. You know, it's like playful catty now. Like, it's going to get real just catty.
I hear you.
So the point is then, like, saying, what? You know, like another... Again, later seasons might have gone more out of hand than this. Of like, what did you say to my daughter? It might have gone more stereotypical. Thankfully, it didn't go that route. Because Tim, that was a great line. She says, "And exit Tim." He gets out of there, as any smart man would do.
Right.
Okay, so then Santa arrives. Cleveland Santa arrives. You know, good little flourish there. A reindeer. This is important. A reindeer with a bow tie shows up because that reindeer is going to be all over this episode.
Oh yeah.
Stops by. Really nice little appearance, but then. We got Roberta seeing the reindeer along with the other kids. They say, "Oh, that reindeer, you mean you keep it, Mr. Warman owns this reindeer? He keeps it around just to bring it around the holidays, like an annual prop?" And
yeah.
And then Mrs. Waterman says, again, it's wonderfully delivered by Stockard Channing, Yes, he does. I can't imagine what that feels like. Again, 'cause she used the beard to Mr.
Oh man. Oh boy.
Funny. Funny. Okay, so then Roberta at this point, her character never really changes, really. It's just kind of in the beginning, a lot more so in the beginning. She was all like, she's very trendy. She's like a modern teenage girl, I guess, all about trends and stuff. So she idolizes Tyra Banks at this point, saying, basically because of Tyra Banks, she wants to liberate this animal.
Of course she does. Of course she
Right,
does.
to impress Tyra Banks, I guess. I don't know. So then we get another good old Christmas reference here to our first season with the importance of eggnog.
Yay! Nog,
Nog.
eggnog.
Yeah. So there's eggnog all over this scene. As Cleveland is drinking the eggnog, which I like the little cups for the eggnog. Yeah. So anyway, basically, he's sitting down there, and we've seen some good Santas before. And Cleveland, he seems like a happy-go-lucky Santa at first. Again, this is before. To be fair, I guess since he would have been a good Santa, he started off real nice.
Yeah, but then he
to be fair, he was pushed though. Okay, to be fair, he was pushed a lot.
Never question a man's facial hair.
Yes, never question a man's facial. That's a very important. So basically, there's a whole line of kids, and Ronald just kind of shoves his way to the front because he's ecstatic about seeing Santa Claus, and kind of similar to Stewie, kind of negotiating about the whole naughty nice thing, saying, "Well, listen, Santa, I just want to say." My brand of naughtiness is more limit testing than naughty. He says, well, what do you want? He says, a Slinky. All right. Have a Merry Christmas. He says, I'll try. I got my lame stepdad. And, I love this. Cleveland's trying to accommodate, saying, well, I'm sure he's not that bad. He says, oh, no, Santa, he is terrible. This Rollo keeps persisting and pushing him, and you feel bad for Cleveland. He says, I love this. He's saying, park the tray of nog over here, please. No, he's saying, I'm going to need to drink more to hear what this kid's dishing out on me. Meanwhile, we see Roberta trying to liberate the reindeer.
Oh yeah.
Again, to become Tyra Banks' sidekick.
Yeah, that's her goal in life. That's a very admirable goal at this point.
Kind of like
and
Oprah
she's got it all on camera, right?
Yep. And Cleveland's there, Cleveland Jr.'s there, the help free the thing, and it just freaks out, pummels him for a bit.
I love how Cleveland Jr. makes a big deal out of it. It's like, and now, reindeer, I'll give you your freedom.
Bye. And after he's pummeled and free, and he's just like, ow, stop it. He says, bye. Seriously, Cleveland Jr. is probably my favorite character on this show. He's always been consistently good. He's always again, just Kevin Michael Richardson. Again, I told him one of my favorite gags. He just goes, "Moo, I moo when I get scared."
Right. Yeah.
Kevin Michael Richardson delivers such a masterful performance as Cleveland Jr. He really does.
Right. Really shows his range.
Okay. Anyway, so then we cut back. We see Rollo just pushing her as he's mocking Cleveland. About, hey Donna, is tinsel flame? Do you think tinsel's flame retardant or is a fire hazard? I'm sure. And Cleveland here is just trying to keep us cool as much. Again, points to Cleveland here for Christmas Day. So yeah, another trip here again, kids seeing Santa Claus. It's not just wearing the Santa suit; it's him seeing kids as Santa.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, so then he's just saying, I'm sure those are real concerns. Okay, so then. So then Cleveland's just getting peeved, and oh boy. As he continues saying, not as cool as my real dad, and then he says, and you should see what his lame excuse for a mustache. And that's
that breaks Cleveland. Cleveland.
That's Cleveland's equivalent to calling Marty McFly chicken. You don't
exactly.
Do that. That's just like the whole. Heck no, basically you don't, seriously, never mess with Cleveland's mustache.
I love his delivery. He's just like, oh hell no, my mustache is cool.
No, not his. This is, no, his mustache is cool. He doesn't say my yet, he's still Santa Claus.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, he's in Santa. Oh hell no, his mustache is cool.
And then he breaks the news to Rollo that your dad's a bum.
Yeah.
Bum. Anyway, this is a great fourth wall bit. I think it's a really smart fourth wall joke, by the way. It's like, bump, everyone's shooting looks to each other, Don's looking, oh, you didn't, you idiot.
Right.
And then Cleveland says, how do I get out of this one? And then fourth wall, and we'll find out after these loud, off-putting messages.
Oh yeah.
Seriously, I hate it when the commercials are louder than the actual show, don't you?
Oh God.
To me, this is the
I
first.
could go on a rant about that.
Now, see, to me, Tiki, I could be wrong here. I think this is actually one of the first shows to mention that fact that they're louder than the shows.
Especially, like, it bothers me, too, when it's on a video, you know, and you're, like, constantly, like, watching a video, and then, like, the ads are, like, 10 times as loud as a video, you know, as the content on the... it's just, you constantly have to adjust the volume. It's a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways.
So, you know, take us through some of this. So go on.
Okay, so let's see. So Cleveland, he's kind of, you know, he's still drunk.
He's trying to sober up with water, which is not a smart way to do that. You need coffee.
Right, exactly.
And time. You need coffee and time.
And you know, and he's stumbling. He's like, Santa should have kept his mouth shut.
Then he burps, and then he says, I love this. He exits the room by doing this really fun motion where it's like, bringing the... That is not going to smell good. He brings the smell with him. He tries to. He tries to waft it his way as he exits the room.
And then, so Rollo, Rollo! God, it's tough.
It's not that tough. He's called Rollo.
Rollo. He's looking over all his dad's memorabilia, stuff like, let's see, what's he looking over? Like stuff like MVP trophies.
Yeah, basically the Russian letters that apparently his mother wrote.
Right.
What about his badge? Says, oh, that's just the promotional item from Paul Blart Mallka, which I really thought was funny, because you actually do that stuff. I thought it was really.
I love the whole. Also, the whole MVP trophies could be made from anything, and then it cuts away to Cleveland as world's greatest dad.
No, it's not that. It's like world's greatest husband. It says
husband. Okay.
And I love this.
It's not a legitimate award.
And then he's about to throw it away and says, nah, I'll keep it anyway. I love that. It's adorable. He's like so hurt. He's holding this giant trophy, polishing it in pride randomly. He says, wait, what? No. Oh, says, nah, keep it anyway.
Yeah, you know, in the trophy room, he just, you know, it's a good opportunity to polish his most prized possession.
See, that's the thing. That's the difference between Cleveland Show and Family Guy. Family Guy, it's like, let's just destroy this stupid thing. But no, it's Cleveland's like, you know, he takes those moments of polish at the right time, just saying, you know what? I think we're going to keep this.
Right. It's the thought that counts.
Yeah. Well, it's the sight of it too. It's like, no, it's actually very impressive. I'm going to keep this.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then we have a Christmas variety show at the school, which I feel is another kind of trope because we saw it done on the first episode of The Simpsons. Actually, the first scene of the first episode of The Simpsons is a variety show.
So this is Wally, the principal. He's either the vice principal or the principal. I can't remember which. I think he's the principal actually.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So he's you know, he doesn't like Cleveland that much, but he's you know, he's in charge of the he's singing Gloria, like a peppy version of Gloria.
Right.
And no one likes it. They have like some faint clapping, but no one likes it.
A couple golf claps here and there.
Yeah, so then we got Mrs. Lowenstein. And Mrs. Lowenstein is Rollo's preschool teacher.
Okay.
And you know, she's her gag is even with the name like Lowenstein. She's voiced by Alex Borstein. This is actually a fun character. Actually, you know, basically she's very Jewish. That's the gag, and the idea is Christmas, you know, Jewish.
So I take it Lois Steen. Bernstein.
No, it's Lowenstein, not Lois.
Oh, Lowen. Okay.
Yeah, like Lowenbrow. Remember, like Peter's fake name.
Right.
And anyway, so basically, she mispronounced like Christmas, like see, and she mispronounces it. So it just lingers on it. So basically, the idea, I like the subtle idea that, and they address it towards the end there, that she's just put in charge of this thing she really doesn't want to.
Yeah, I don't think of a good reason why she would be a good fit for it.
Yeah, it's the idea. This is her whole shtick as a character. Like, she's kind of forced into teaching. She's really unenthusiastic about it. You know, she seems like she always does not want to be there.
Oh boy.
So then basically says, and here to spread a little Christmas cheer, it's Rollo Tubbs reading this Santa list. And it'll basically spread some Christmas cheer, you know, and body what we're talking about here. And anyway, so Rollo gets out there, and it's unbleeped on the DVD, by the way, in case you're curious.
That's good to know.
And
so, since I'm the one that's comfortable,
you go ahead, say what it is.
So,
don't be in the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. Dear Santa, fuck you and fuck Christmas.
That's what he says. And then they're all just kind of, I gotta admit there. So Ariana, don't get me wrong, she's still a good character towards the beginning of the show. And she has this really funny line, though. She says, "That's what happens when you get a Jew in charge of Christmas pageant."
Oh, God.
Don't get me wrong, out of context, not so funny, but just the gag of, like...
No, out of context, it's kind of horrifying.
Out of context,
Monkey would agree with you.
Yes, believe me, out of context, horrifying. Within the context, just the idea of, like, just the kid walks up on stage, says the most derogatory Christmas thing
Dear
ever.
Santa, fuck you and fuck Christmas.
And basically this comes from a woman who just hyped it up so much of like, well, this is a kid who's gonna fill our hearts with Christmas joy.
Right.
It was overtly Jewish. So I mean,
and by the way, I love the fact that Rollo's almost dressed in kind of a Rod Serling suit, like a dark blue kind of suit.
Well, no, Rollo always has some style. Tiki, he's always got good style.
No, but I'm just saying, it's appropriate for the occasion.
No, I'm just saying you need like all the setup for the joke for it to work. It's like if it was just like blatantly says, this is why this is what happens when we put a Jew in charge of the Christmas pageant. It doesn't really work out of context.
Exactly.
Oh, when all the wheels are there, it works really well.
And that's, I feel like, what kind of the this sort of humor really works well with is that kind of subversiveness.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Okay, basically they're all at fault here. It's all Cleveland's fault. They're saying. It says, well, what about you? You lied to him, and it was working. So again, this shows you it got blown out of proportion down the line, but still, Donna's parenting skills weren't always the best.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. I mean, and I feel like in a way, it's kind of like in the first season, it's sort of in a sympathetic way, like she's trying the best she can.
Yes, they do justify it later in like season 2 or something, where they kind of explain she didn't really have a mother around either, so she didn't really have the best parent. Like she was this
right.
So she was raised. I don't know if you remember this, Tiki. She was raised by Auntie Mama.
Auntie Mama.
Do you remember Auntie Mama at all?
No, who's Auntie Mama?
She was funny. She was basically a parody of Tyler Perry characters.
Oh no.
She was.
I could just let my imagination.
She was seriously. Maybe this year or something. If we do Thanksgiving thing again, we can do the Cleveland Brown Thanksgiving, and she's.
If Auntie Mama's in it, then I'm down.
Okay, but it's it's not like bad offensive, but just like most gross out offensive.
Whatever.
Okay.
I reviewed Woodland Critter Christmas. I think I can handle it.
All right. Anyway, so let's see. So basically, they're blaming each other. Then Roberta. I love this logic. It's just completely out there, just so ridiculous it works. That Roberta says, "Well, maybe it's good we don't lie to him anymore, so I don't have to." She does a really flawless impression of Robert. So she would make phone calls to Rollo saying, "Hey, Rollo, it's me. Happy birthday."
Right.
And basically Cleveland says, I'll fix this. I'll restore Rollo's faith in Christmas. So his first stop, and then it's like, let's take Rollo to the mall. Let me show him some cool Christmas stuff. And I can relate to this.
Another trope in itself.
Yep. Which, by the way, here's a trope we haven't really seen that much before, the old train models around Christmas time, which I can relate to.
Yeah, I love it.
I've been there for a few Christmases in my youth. I've seen the model train setups, and they're always really cool. And basically, then there's this great line Cleveland says is, well, at least it's not as depressing as the real railroad industry. Then Rollo, he sees Santa Claus on the train, so he tries to end the plush Santa, and there's a really great cut scene. He's like, it's such an epic of mundane proportions of like a plush Santa is like on the railroad track about to be murdered, but it's like treated like an actual murder and everything. So basically, Rollo looks happy that he's gonna die. Cleveland looks worried and horrified he's gonna die, and Santa Claus is like, "Oh no!" And then basically it's a crash of Ant-Man proportions. It's just boom, boom, giant explosions of model trains, mind you, with still like all the plastic figurines on the thing are like there were 68 passengers and it's being covered by a news report, so it's like a realistic train.
Chaos, yeah. And then I love this whole idea of like all the news reporters like reporting from various parts of the miniatures in the mall.
But they were going to like Gumdrop County, and now they're at the Gumdrop County morgue.
Oh boy.
Then we cut to Dirk Sports, who is on top of the reporter along with some baseball players on top of a cake.
Yeah, yeah.
He's saying, it's a bad day for pretend cake figurine baseball. I love that line. A bad day for pretend cake figurine baseball.
Oh boy.
So we still see the deer is still on the loose, the reindeer is still on the loose.
Yeah, yeah.
And we cut to one. This is usually my favorite scenes in Cleveland. I love the bar scenes.
Yeah, it's a good callback to the sort of Family Guy dynamics that they had going on.
I'm just saying, I think this bar is better than the Family Guy bar.
Do you? Do you?
I'm saying this scene. I'm saying they spiced it up. This one they had like some maybe better conversations, like more. In Family Guy, it was just plot stuff in the bar.
Right, right.
Like here, it had some fun scenes. Like these are. I think these characters work more in a bar setting than the Family Guy.
Okay, cool.
Maybe. And the other thing is they had a really awesome bartender. In the show, he was David Lynch.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah, seriously, they have David Lynch doing the voice of a David Lynch-esque
How
character.
they got that to happen, I will never know, but that's amazing.
Unfortunately, he's not in this episode, but he's just know that he's there. He's like a fun character. He's like Gus, the quirky bartender. And also,
David Lynch.
the best.
Oh boy.
Let me hit you with the best part about the Cleveland show. The reason, even in season 3 and 4, this character appeared more often, and because it was later in the show, they were able to get him a little more, I guess. They have Bryan Cranston as a fifth member to their group.
Oh, do they?
as Dr. Fists.
Okay.
And that was always kind of a funny thing when he was added to the group, and when he appeared, it was always fun. Bryan Cranston, yeah.
Did he come in and get like enormous applause?
No.
That
But
would
he
have been
always,
funny if he did.
he was like the coolest doctor buddy you could have who was irresponsible outside of the office.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Like, if basically someone gets bitten and says, you know what I prescribe? A round of shots. Who's afraid of shots? They're all drinking. It's pretty funny.
Okay. Anyway,
So they're at the bar and they're exchanging gifts.
Yeah.
So let's see. So Lester gives Cleveland
Pens. Lots of pens.
And basically says, I saw you using that pen. That basically Lester has no idea what to get Cleveland or what Cleveland likes because again, there's probably a bit of a racial barrier there, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, it just says, because I saw you use that pen that one time. This bit exchange I thought was hilarious. Where he's just like, I love the mundane conversation, just talking to Tim the Bear on the side there, and says, "I told you you'd like him." Says, "Well, I thought he would, but I thought it would look cheap," and it does. Frankly, it does.
It does.
Well, that's your opinion. And then we see Holt, who's a fun character voiced by Jason Sudeikis.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's funny. That guy's really funny.
Oh yeah, he is.
He plays. Have I seen what?
We're the Millers.
No, but I've seen Horrible Bosses, both of them.
We're the Millers. I'd recommend. I think he's really funny in that.
Yeah, well, he's good. He's also been Iron Man a few times in the SNL stuff. Okay, anyway, so he plays Holt, who's like the big man on campus, has a little guy. Basically, Cleveland got him a 25-year-old Red Bull. You give me wings, bro.
You give me wings, bro.
Yeah, he's like the most basically this is a guy who reads all the Maxim magazines and tries to live the lifestyle. That's the idea.
Okay, got it.
And he does actually have daddy issues. So when he runs off like crying, and in a way, he like looks at Cleveland as like one of his best pals, but also a bit of a father figure almost.
Sure.
And he runs off, and then like Tim the Bear says, "Daddy issues, party of one." And then, as per usual, so Cleveland, speaking of daddy issues, he says, I got to figure out some way to straighten this out, Rollo. Then, Tim comes in. Again, it was better in the earlier seasons when, these scenes would happen, because Tim the Bear would always have an insightful thing to say on the situation. So he says, well, Cleveland, Cleveland saying, I guess I'm going to buy him something really nice to get him over this Christmas funk he's on. He says, what do you know, Cleveland? If you want to lift his spirits, the only thing that could lift his spirits would be the gift of his father. And then Cleveland has the best line of the episode. He says, the most human among us is a bear. Let that sink.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Really funny.
All right.
Then we got, this scene's priceless. This is one of the funniest scenes in the season. We got Cleveland and Cleveland Jr. in bed here. This is a fun set. And they call this back a few times. It's really funny. So it's so Cleveland Jr. is in bed. And he has 14 money. So he's in bed, and Cleveland's visiting before he goes out to find Robert. And basically he's like, because he's a loving father, and he loves his son. That's always the most moving dynamic of the Cleveland show. He really does love his son. He's always there for him, even though he disappoints him nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's caressing his face, like stroking his face. And he says, it's really it gets really creepy really fast.
Exactly.
But again, full of love though, full of love. And again, I love Kevin Michael Richardson is flawlessly perfect in the show. So he's saying, Cleveland Jr. At first it starts off such a sweet and quiet scene. He's saying, we have Cleveland Jr. I gotta tell you, I gotta go out. I'm gonna find Robin's father. I'm not gonna lie to you, it could be dangerous. But Daddy, don't go. He says, I have to go. So then basically he's like stroking the face now. He says, yeah, I remember you when you were young. You've been such a good boy. He's caressing the face. He's starting to frighten Cleveland Jr. He's like, you're starting to get creepy, Daddy. Anyway, so then basically he's like saying, I remember you when you were a baby in the crib, just wanted to get out, explore the world. He just keeps going. And it basically escalates to him catching up to modern day. Now you're 14, you're still writing letters to Santa Claus, fat, worthless sack of crap.
Oh, God.
Says, what's wrong with you? Like writing letters to Santa Claus, what's wrong with you? And it's like, almost he lifts a hand, not like he's going to slap him, but still like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, it's just like, kind of like just an exclamation.
Yeah, and then just kind of the turn of like, it goes from calm and loving to soothing to creepy to angry. And then he just, again, that's the brilliance of Mike Henry's delivery. They just turn on a dime for Cleveland. The whole opposite direction. Then it goes back to just kind of calm, normal Cleveland.
Right.
Also, I just love the animation on Cleveland Jr., like putting the sheet over his head when he gets scared. Like up to his neck and everything, getting scared. It's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to go find Robert and save Christmas. Okay, bye, son. Okay.
I think I have like a little bit of a gap in my notes for some reason. So is this where we see Robert?
No.
For the first time?
This is when he's going to leave at midnight, and then Donna doesn't want that to happen. You can't leave it. It's midnight.
Yeah, I don't know why, but for some reason I have a gap in my notes here. I apologize for that.
So Cleveland says, try and stop, man, and she tases him. And then, like anyone, I can only optimistically hope that it is like a farting spasm and not something else. But he is
yeah. Let's just hope for the best when it comes to that.
So 30 minutes later, he awakens and basically says, Donna's saying, well, why don't you do an A stepfather? Just buy his love. And then there's a really sweet bit here. Cleveland says, again, kind of Charlie Brown-ish style here. So I guess it's kind of the Christmas journey trope.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna save Christmas. And kind of like the Charlie Brown thing, I'm gonna find the true meaning of Christmas. I'm gonna skip this tree no matter what anyone says. That sort of mentality. You know what I mean?
True meaning of Christmas journey. Yeah, kind of Bells of Fraggle Rock also did a similar thing, I feel.
Yeah. And then here it's basically, I'm not. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not just gonna buy his love. I'm gonna restore his faith in Christmas. That's a noble thing on Cleveland's part. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, because he points out how much of a cliche it is for a stepfather to go into the whole buy his kid love sort of route. Yeah.
And then we see a reindeer. Ariana, while she's in the sweet embraces of Tim the Bear, she is being watched by the reindeer from earlier, the one in the bow tie, the one that's been freed. And sensor-wise, his hooves are on the windowsill, but still pretty demented.
Yeah, and then doesn't Ariana look at him and they kind of give each other a knowing oh.
Basically, I guess she's into voyeurism. So.
Oh boy.
Apparently. Okay, so now we have Cleveland's Christmas search, and this is kind of a Christmas trope here of kind of the search for something. Usually it's for toys, like in Jingle All the Way type bit, like the montage of searching.
Right.
In Christmas in general, there is a montage of searching, usually for easily if someone runs away around Christmas time or for a gift. Mm-hmm. That counts, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so again, he searches every dive and stool bed, like jail, he's searching all over the place.
Yeah. Right. And where does he finally come across him?
Okay, so let's see. So he goes by the morgue for a bit. And even the morgue attendant are messing with the body and
I love how doesn't the morgue guy have a jester's hat on?
No, not a jester, like a Christmas, like an elf's hat.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, they're messing with the body. They just figured it'd be a good opportunity to have a couple laughs.
Yeah, and then basically they sent the picture down to see if she can identify the body. It's a no-go, and they're like, no, never mind. They wanders off. Then they finally go to Skanks, XXX.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also there's a fun thing. It says Skanks with the subtitle Gentleman's Club. Basically, it says ironic Gentleman's Club. Basically saying as if they're really called gentlemen.
Yeah,
something like that.
exactly.
Anyways, and we see the deer is thrown out, so the perverted deer is thrown out here too.
Yeah, he really gets a lot of leverage throughout the episode.
So anyway, so Cleveland walks in there. He sees a stripper on the pole, and she points to the back room.
Mm-hmm.
And Cleveland, being the nice guy, isn't there? Here's some chocolate. We've covered this before. Here's the trope: the holiday tipping.
Absolutely.
And in this case, he tips, and then it just magically flies into the band of her underpants.
Yeah.
So then Cleveland is pointing to the back room. He's a little freaked out by that, but he scoots off and he sees Robert in the back room. And he says, "Hope everyone's decent." And then he goes in there and he says he wants to have a few words with Robert. Basically, tells Robert, you've kind of ruined Christmas because you found out what the stuff was going on. He says, "Why is it my fault?" Again, so Robert's only an irresponsible deadbeat dad you can imagine, pretty much.
But he does kind of have a decent point in terms of
you probably want to take us through this. Do you know anything about this? I know you're a Beach Boys fan, aren't you?
Oh God, well, I just unfortunately my notes for some reason are kind of chopped up. But what's the Beach Boys reference?
Well, they meant okay. So basically, Robert says, Cleveland says you ruined Christmas because Rollo found out about your lie to him. He says, "Why is that my fault? I mean, basically, I'm not a worse dad than they're worse dads than me. I mean, Brian Wilson's dad made him crap in a cardboard box."
Oh, Brian Wilson's father. Okay, yeah.
So what's the deal with that? Explain that gig.
Okay, Brian Wilson's father is basically kind of like a classic, sort of almost kind of like a Joe Jackson type figure of, he realized his sons were famous. He realized his sons were talented, mind you, talented at a very young age. The Wilson brothers, Carl, Dennis, and Brian, the most famous Wilson. And basically he just kind of just worked them to death. Like he had them under an ironclad contract. It was a lot. It was bad. He was very almost borderline abusive in how much he pushed his sons.
Now, from what I understand, this is probably like a showbiz rumor, so there's a chance it's probably not true. But there's a slim chance it could be true, though, that Brian Wilson's father made him crap in front of in a cardboard box on Christmas in front of the family.
I wouldn't put it past the guy.
Yeah, so I'm just saying there's like an old Hollywood legend, I guess, that they just put it in there. It's like the whole, in Family Guy, they had the Rob Schneider being choked in the shower by Mike Works, even though that one's obviously not true, but something in that vein, and it's kind of a funny callback. It's such an odd, weird thing to say.
Well, the whole thing of Richard Gere with the egg.
Well, not the egg. It's the gerbil.
Oh yeah, right.
No, Peter thinks the egg's up there, but no, it's just the gerbil's up there. So
it's up your butt.
No, it's not. Mike, just get out of here. Okay, anyways, basically the Brian Wilson. Anyway, so I think the Brian Wilson gig's pretty funny, though. It's like, well, I'll tell you this. He's like grabbing Clint, trying to get a little physical with him, saying, "Oh, listen, regardless of that, even if Brian Wilson did dig a deuce in a box, he did it because he loved his father."
Oh, that's right. Okay, I remember it now.
These are pretty funny.
Right. Mike Henry getting really passionate about it.
I mean, here's another hilarious bit. Again, Mike Henry's kind of the master of the poo joke, the classy poo joke.
Oh, God.
Well, not classy, but the funny poo joke, the actually funny poo joke. So he says, "If you don't come with me, basically come back with me to bring you home for Christmas to cheer Rollo up. If you don't come with me, you're not worth the box Brian Wilson dropped the little deuce coop in." And he says he dropped a little deuce coop in.
Oh, God. A little deuce coop. That's nice.
And then basically Rollo says, "Get your hands off me." And then basically he's about to leave, and then Cleveland says this great line. He says, "It's such a nice, here's our Christmas moral line of the episode." So I guess it's kind of a trope of like kind of the Christmas sentiment to inspire people.
Oh, sure.
He says, "Robert, listen. The best present you can give Rollo is just being present."
Yeah, that's a very well written.
And Robert, being the dumb guy that he is, just says, "Don't lay your homonyms on me, doughboy."
Oh, God.
And then there's a stripper off to the side. He says, "I heard what you said." Basically praises Cleveland's words. I thought you said it was very nice.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, whore.
Yep. Thank you. Merry Christmas, whore. Okay, so it's Christmas Day, and they're all there getting the gifts out of the stockings and everything. And then
this is where my notes come back in, so I apologize.
Okay,
my
take us through
notes were my last notes were, "You gave me wings, bro." And then right after that, it's like, okay, Riley gets a Slinky for Christmas. He's not impressed.
Riley?
Wait, Riley? Oh,
You know, I don't think we're going inside Rollo's after to see how his emotional state is right now. He is depressed, mind you. I don't think he's that depressed.
I'm sad. And I'm angry. And I'm joyful. All right.
And I'm sadness. Okay, so Rollo gets a Slinky for Christmas, what he wanted, but, his mother's saying, oh, what's wrong, Rollo? Says, I don't know, that boy like Christmas isn't here anymore.
Would you boil that down to a trope? Someone getting exactly what they want but not being happy about it?
Yeah, it kind of fits like Helga getting the Nancy put on his snow boots.
Sure. Right,
I mean, she was happy about it for a moment, then she became unhappy with it. I don't know. But, let's count. It's like the trope of when you get everything you want, but something's not right.
Right.
But also just depression around the holidays, which fits with Charlie Brown and such. Just like depression around the holidays.
Yes, it fits with Charlie Brown. The old Rilo used to think toys could. Used to think toys could do anything. My notes are really bad this episode, as you can tell.
Yeah. I think like toys, like a toy could solve everything or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then Santa comes in.
Yeah, Cleveland comes into Santa.
Then Rollo says, "Oh, you must have some big jingle bells for showing up here, Santa." Because remember, Rollo tried to kill Santa in the mall, so I'm just saying, there's still some hostility towards Santa Claus.
And the Junior runs and he's like, "Oh, Santa!
You're 14.
You're 14."
And I love this idea. He gives Junior his gift, and his gift is a picture of Whitman Mayo. Now, Whitman Mayo is from Sanford & Son, and the idea here, this is actually kind of a neat little thing that's set up whenever you go to Cleveland Jr.'s room. He collects famous historical black figures.
Okay, I can get behind that.
So it's not, basically it's also celebrities, but also just kind of prominent African-American figures.
Uh-huh.
So, like, President, Obama's on there, you got... some other people from Sanford & Son, I believe Martin Luther King. It's a bunch of black.
Oh, just what I needed.
Yeah, like it's the one I needed. So that's adorable. I love the idea Junior collects. It's such kind of a neat little thing Junior collects. I always like that idea.
And I like this sentiment. Cleveland brings Rollo the tree, the Charlie Brown tree.
Which is
then
nice.
Rollo throws it right in the fire.
Poor Cleveland. He's and we at this point we root for Cleveland. He's tried everything for this kid. And he does care.
Sure, he was acting like a little bit of a jackass doing the anaconda thing on the Charlie Brown tree earlier, but, he's a nice guy overall.
Well, that one wasn't just like menacing, like, no, he was downplaying it, but it was just that's what he does with all trees, apparently.
By the way, who's the Scrooge?
Robert.
Robert? Okay.
I don't know, do you think I don't think Rollo counts as Scrooge.
I think Rollo might count.
He might count as even Scrooge started Happy About Christmas originally, didn't he?
Yeah, no, not necessarily, but I mean, Rollo, I think Rollo is the main character in the special that gets disenchanted about Christmas and then has to get his Christmas spirit back. So I think that's kind of the best definition. I just don't think that Robert has enough of an arc to be the Scrooge.
Well, he has enough arc that he comes back, and he kind of...
Yeah, but he's literally in 2 quick scenes. I mean, that's my whole thing. I feel like the Scrooge is kind of more prevalent to the episode.
All right, I guess Rollo's a Scrooge now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a stretch.
Anyways, also, I love that this Whitman Mayo for a guy who was on. He wasn't like the main guy in Sanford & Son, but he was just there, and it's pretty funny. He's such an obscure such an obscure Sanford & Son character is like an important African American figure to Cleveland Jr. I love that. Okay, anyway, so then basically it looks like poor Cleveland tried his best, didn't save Christmas. And then Robert Santa walks in, ho ho ho, and then Cleveland Jr. says, "A warlock has cursed Christmas."
With all the genuine sincerity that Kevin Michael Richardson can muster.
Yeah. So basically, Rollo's saying, "What's going on here? It's like a Twilight Zone. What the heck?"
It's like the classic situation of like, there's 2 of you. Which one do I shoot? Which one's the real one?
Or it's like, are you rushing or are you dragging?
Of course it is.
Excuse me, Santa, just a quick question. Are you rushing or are you dragging?
Santa, what are you looking at down there, Santa? There's no Mars bar down there. I know you're fat enough as it is, Santa.
Santa, I just have a quick question. Why are you looking down? Because I don't seem to see a Mars bar. I mean, I would like a Mars bar, but I don't have one on me. Maybe in your bag, do you have other assorted candies of any kind?
Okay.
I'm sorry, I was getting off topic because Mars bar was a funny candy, and I just like talking about the candy bars. I'm sorry. Okay, so then we have Robert Santa walking in there. So what's going on? Just, oh, hey, Rolo. I just thought I'd see my sperms on Christmas. Rwanda.
Oh, man. Yeah, not the classiest guy in the world.
Yeah, he's not. So then it's revealed, like, it's father, and says, well, what's going on here? What are you doing here? He says, well, I thought I should be here because the best gift is being here. And then Cleveland just kind of muttering, well, kind of butchered it. That's what I said. He butchered the whole present part of it.
Exactly.
He calls him Rocco. Yeah, he can't get the name.
Yeah, he calls him Rocco. Oh,
such a horrible father.
Yeah,
he apologizes for
this guy is kind of an asshat for sure.
Yeah, so then he apologizes for the lie after all this time. And then he says, oh, you really got through to him, didn't you, Cleveland? Says, well,
of course I got through to him. It's my damn show.
Yep, again, fourth wall jokes for Cleveland. So then Robert says, I'm going to tell you the truth, Rollo, and they're all a little worried. Even Whitman Mayo is a little worried.
Right.
And basically, Robert, he doesn't tell him the truth at all. He gives him apparently a more concrete lie. It says, I'm Santa. The truth is, I'm Santa Claus. And Rollo buys
the reason why I'm gone all so long, because I'm off in the North Pole busy making toys.
And so your mama can't garnish Santa's wages.
Right. Oh boy.
And then basically says, well, if you're Santa, who's this? And it's revealed to be Cleveland. Oh, you wannabe? You're trying to be like my dad. Poor Cleveland.
Oh boy, sorry ass wannabe.
And then this is kind of cute. Just Cleveland Jr. Goes up to Cleveland and says, Daddy, Robert's the other guy. I forget what he calls Robert. I forget if he just calls him Robert or Mr. Tubbs, I guess. Mr. Tubbs is Santa Claus. It's an adorable thing. Whenever this is a running gag, Cleveland, he makes these annoyed faces that are hilarious, where he goes like, when Cleveland Jr. just embarrasses him beyond belief, or he's just like really peeved at something he's done, not him specifically, just what he's done. It's like, he just goes, whenever he's frustrated, he just goes, and here's like this, that, like, and then the exasperate, it's like, I still love this kid. Man,
I love how he just, what's he do? He starts like scratching him on the head or something.
Yeah, something like, no, I think he does the hand thing again.
But then what gets Junior like, woo?
Yeah, then he purrs. He says,
right.
He does the hand. He does the stroke in the face thing. The purrs like a cat, but we're not doing it right. Anyway, so then they're all just shrugging their shoulders. Okay, he buys it. Let's go with it. Then they start a chorus of "Let It Snow."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, the weather outside.
Mike Henry ends us out. Indeed.
Yep, and then we see the real Santa Claus. So here's a trope. So here's literally.
It's most certainly a trope. Indeed.
So here's, are you rushing? Are you dragging?
So yeah, it might be the same guy.
No, it's not the same guy. We don't want that to happen the same guy. So basically, Santa Claus is revealed. It's the real guy. So that's a trope right there, having real Santa appear. Mm-hmm. And he just makes kind of not an offensive joke, but kind of like for the show offensive, like to the characters. And a black Santa Claus. And then he is raped by the reindeer from earlier.
Oh boy.
Well, I shouldn't say. Well, actually, it is right. He's sodomized specifically by the reindeer from earlier.
And that's the Cleveland Show Christmas, everyone. Heartwarming indeed.
That's raping Santa Claus to let it snow.
Yeah. That's where we're at. Okay, so overall, I gotta say, this actually kind of surprised me. I thought there was a lot of good stuff here.
Yeah.
We've got you want to go over the tropes?
Sure. So lay it out for us.
Well, let's see. We got the whole thing of the kid wanting to be with his father on Christmas, which we saw on specials like As Told by Ginger, of course.
Yeah.
The trip to the mall, the swanky Christmas party. There's a lot in here. someone being tasked to play Santa. We actually get that a couple times.
Yeah,
The
but then
real Santa making an appearance.
certainly the what I want most for Christmas, the coveted Christmas gift. The Red Rider Slinky was the Red Rider, so to speak.
And by turn, I think the whole ordeal of that he has what he wants for Christmas, but it's not really what he wants.
Yeah, you got Charlie Brown tree, just kind of a Charlie Brown vibe overall for the majority.
Right.
There's a Charlie Brown vibe. Plus, you got a Christmas play or pageant similar to Charlie Brown.
Some good old fashioned standard clip Christmas carols.
Yeah. Let's see. Anything else? Oh well, again, Rollo's our Scrooge.
Yeah,
it would the same.
All right. So yeah, overall,
Christmas sentiment overall.
Overall, it was I thought it was a really good episode. I'm excited to see kind of some of the other Cleveland show Christmas episodes, but I think we're going to take a break for this year, but we'll be back. It's always a possibility that we'll be doing more of them in the future.
But just overall on this before we continue.
Overall, like I said, I just feel like it's a nice kind of I feel like there was a lot of heart in this, and that kind of surprised me. There was a lot of heart. There was also a lot of really good laughs, some good cutaway jokes, and good references to Family Guy, which I appreciate. So, yeah, I give this episode a thumbs up. I mean, I don't necessarily think it's the most memorable Christmas special by any stretch, but it's a fun one. It's a good kind of Christmas episode to set the tone when the series is still kind of relatively young.
Yeah, it was fun. It basically wasn't like many Christmas specials, so it was distinct, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it was. You're right. It's colored in that kind of that wonderful heart the Cleveland show had in its adolescence. That really just kind of worked for it. It was just you can basically that was the element. That's the overall the Cleveland show. That's one of the great things about it, Tiki. That Family Guy didn't have the heart the Cleveland show did. As they actually kind of call it the soul. Family Guy didn't exactly have soul like Cleveland show does, and it does in the music too. But I'm saying specifically with the characters, and you cared about these guys, and you could see them as real people. They had the emotional highs and lows, and you root for them.
Sure.
And Cleveland was such a likable guy, and basically the soul and the heart kind of shines through in a Christmas special and with all their holiday specials. And basically, thing goes off the walls as they like, as Family Guy does, but the heart will shine through and just draw you to. No matter how off the walls they go, you're still going to like these guys.
Well said.
So that's the brilliance of it.
All right. So you want to set up the list?
Sure. So, folks, as we've done with many before, we add them to this long, ever-growing list of Christmas specials we've covered this year, and just so by the end we can say, man, that is a lot of stuff and things. Yes.
So we have Rugrats Let It Snow. We have the I Love Lucy Christmas show. Dragon. Invasion of the Secret Santas from Brave and the Bold. Rocket Power Christmas. Bells of Fraggle Rock. Draft Dodger from All in the Family. Holly Jolly Secrets from Adventure Time. Inspector Gadget Saves Christmas. Merry Christmas, Keenan. Pinky in the Brain. Tubaphone. The Lou Grant Show. Dirty Rotten Bastard from Nostalgia Critic. Holiday Time at Disneyland. And yesterday we did a double dose of Wild Thornberries and also Doug. And then finally we have Cleveland. It's kind of a tight squeeze onto the edge of the line, but there it is. There it is. You can see it. It's right next to Doug Cleveland show. All right. Okay. So let's take a look underneath the wrapping paper for tomorrow night's episode of Christmas in July. And this is the sitcom that we'll be covering for Christmas in July. The classic sitcom. So you want to set that up?
Sure. Well, do you mean?
I mean the classic one. I mean not the one that's not classic.
So not the delayed one, then.
Yes.
Right. So, folks, we got one of the best kind of classic TV shows. One of the '70s treasures, The Odd Couple Christmas special coming up.
Yeah, so this is not a show that I'm very familiar with. Wasn't it a stage play first before?
Well, yeah, it all started as a play, which then turned into a movie, which then turned into a series.
I think I'm more familiar with the stage play than anything else, to tell you the truth. So that should be kind of an interesting sort of experiment for me.
I mean, this is the play that kind of started the convention of like the mismatched people living under the same roof.
Right, exactly.
So, it's like the premise is still the same as the play. It's just basically there's like not a concrete ending.
So yeah, that'll be fun. It'll be a classic, and then we also have another surprise tomorrow night that we'll get to. That's been kind of delayed, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Yeah. In the meantime, I feel like Cleveland Show, it did a good job of showcasing some of our tropes. We gave us a long list of tropes, and that's what we're here. We're here to categorize them.
Yes, and what will we call this? Tiki, what will we call this magical process in which we categorize, we list, and we just get to the bottom of what makes Christmas special, and these Christmas special around the hot summery time of July? What will we call this process?
Pulling the mistletoe underneath the microscope. Next time on Christmas in July.
Hooray!
Oh, hell no! His mustache is cool!